Minister of State for Budget and National Planning embarks on monitoring and evaluation visit to the National Hospital, Abuja. And beggars back to the city center despite clampdown on their activities. Hello and welcome to the news, reaching you from NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Miriam Emekamadi. Contrary to the news making the rounds in some section of the media that the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Musa Bello, and the FCT Minister of State, Ramatu Tijani Aliu, have avoided receiving COVID-19 vaccines, the claim is not just untrue but unfounded, as the two ministers took their COVID-19 jabs earlier in their residences before the official flag-off of the COVID-19 vaccination exercise at the Sokoro District Hospital, Abuja. In a pictorial representation which was published in some section of the media, the FCT Minister Mohammed Musa Bello,
my colleague Alhaji Mohammed Bello also demonstrated that capacity on Friday, and he boldly took his own jab to encourage me. And then I also showed him that what a man can do, a woman can do better. When I decided to say, okay, if this is the case, Dr. Faisal of the National, and I also called Dr. Faisal to say, okay, please do come. Send your team, the entire national team, the NTA, and all to come and watch step by step. I would like you to show access to the cold box. I would like you to show when you are picking the bottle from the box. I would like you to show, because we have also seen on social media some stunt syringes making the vibes, and to say that is what executives are using. And I said, okay, let me be able to either convince doubting Thomases or also to shame the devil that let the right things be done and let the right information be circulated.
Meanwhile, the two ministers have called on their residents, on their city residents, to avail themselves of the opportunity provided by ensuring they get vaccinated in order to curtail the spread of the deadly virus. Now to figures from the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC. As of 16th March 2021, indicate 11 new cases of COVID-19 in the FCT, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 19,490, while active cases stand at 3,713, and the number of discharged cases in the territory now stands at 15,621, and sadly, 156 deaths have so far been recorded in the FCT. Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Clem Abba, has reiterated President Muhammad Buhari's administration's commitment to the general well-being and health of the Nigerian populace. Hakimat Ali reports that this was during his monitoring and evaluation visit to the National Hospital, Abuja.
It is no news that the COVID-19 pandemic affected every sector of the nation's economy. And to cushion the effects, the federal government came up with an economic sustainability plan, with funds also set aside to be injected into the health sector for equipping isolation center, setting up molecular laboratories, and provision of personal protective equipment in the 52 tertiary and federal health institutions in the country. With part of the funds released, the Minister of Budget and National Planning embarked on the visit to National Hospital, Abuja, to inspect and ensure the funds have been judiciously used.
I am gladdened that the funds are being used for the purposes for which they are meant. And I also looked at the quality of the work that is being done. I am proud of what you have done.
Medical Director of the hospital, Jaf Momo, appreciating the intervention of the federal government, noted that it would further strengthen their capacity to manage COVID-19 and any other infectious disease.
In terms of our capacity now to manage every infectious disease, including Lassa fever, we are well equipped, we have the manpower, and we are sure that nothing will take us by surprise again.
The intervention is expected to put to rest challenges faced in the health sector for better service delivery. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
Away from health to other matters now, going around the central area of the FCT, hawkers and beggars were found to have returned to the city center despite all measures put in place to checkmate the ugly trend. Ayena J. Alta tells us more.
Residents of the FCT have had cause to complain about the return of hawkers at almost every traffic light junction and major shopping malls in the FCT, as well as beggars in the central area of Abuja, comparing Abuja to other cities of the world.
The situation generally is not is not good. It's not a good to the society, Abuja in general. It's not good. It's not a good picture because they look at the environment. It's not they litter about the surrounding and the way they are moving. Some of them, they will run away when the task force are coming to arrest them.
Thing is bad, but even though it's not good to litter, I guess that there should be like some measures that should be taken. Maybe they should get baskets so that when you're done eating, you throw it inside.
Apart from condemning the act, they also talked about littering the environment through buying these products, consuming them on transit, and throwing their packs away indiscriminately. Director Abuja Environmental Protection Board AEPB, Abubakar Hassan, whose responsibility it is to take charge of the issue, clears the air on that.
So these hawkers have our psychology. They are aware of all these things. So when they notice that the strength has reduced by half, they will now be in a central area. While you are operating at been arresting them with dangerous weapons.
He advised residents to desist from patronizing illegal car wash within town, while informing them that the AEPB is now fully responsible for collecting the solid and liquid waste bill. Ayena J. Auta, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Federal Capital Territory has taken steps to ensure hawkers stay clear of overhead bridges in ridding Abuja of crimes and criminality, as Tanimo Williams reports.
Barely 2 weeks after an inspection by the FCT Minister Mohammed Musa Bello raising concerns over measures to curb the menace of hawking on bridges, the administration of the territory had long warned of dangers of not using the bridges, but many residents will not obey. Therefore, the administration is enforcing the order by clearing the bridges of hawkers and destitutes.
Act of 1997 that gave us the power to prosecute them. So if they are arrested, we arrest their properties and then we hand them over to court. It's now the decision of the court, either to confiscate the items completely or to give them fine and release their items. Once you hand over to court, you don't talk, you don't say anything again.
Residents commended the FCT administration for the move to keep the capital city clean.
We are aware.
So why are you still selling here?
Because we don't have where to take our goods to. We can't afford the shop.
People will sell on the bridge, like you're in Nigeria, anyway it's a way, but it's not too ideal. Because first and foremost, it's slow movement of people, then also, like what you just said, is you can see, before you know, pocket picker will start working, especially some crowded places.
I just noticed that the pedestrian bridge that we use every day is detaching from each other. That is why I call on his attention to go and take it. And if nothing is being done about it, one day we might be climbing on it and it collapses.
Those activities should be tamed. It should be tamed, and in the sense that it should be coordinated in a way that it doesn't cause a kind of commotion between the people passing and those who are selling.
Minister of the FCT Mohammed Musa Bello visited the pedestrian bridge in Lugbe, a suburb along the airport road. There he reiterated that such bridges were constructed for easy movement and passage of residents instead of getting hit by crossing the highway. Tanimo Williams, NTA News.
In a related development, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has expressed its resolve to continue sensitizing residents on the importance of using pedestrian bridges in the FCT. Aisha Bashir went round the FCT to ascertain the level of compliance by residents.
Pedestrian bridges are constructed to reduce the risk of accidents and even save the time pedestrians waste while waiting for vehicles to speed past. In spite of the presence of the pedestrian bridges in some parts of the FCT, hit-and-run accidents are on the increase as pedestrians ignore the use of pedestrian bridges, preferring to risk their lives by crossing the busy expressway.
These pedestrian bridges are not just built or constructed on any kind of road. They are mostly put in place along the express, where you have traffic on both sides of the express. So even if you are able to run across one side of the express, it means you will still have to run across the second side of the express, which is very, very dangerous. If you're able to scale through the first one, you may not scale through the second one.
Some residents observed that security should be beefed up around pedestrian bridges, especially at night.
There was a time my friends were telling me that in Abuja, they wanted to use the pedestrian bridge in the night. So, like, they were robbed on top of the bridge. They collected their phones and everything.
It saved accidents. But nowadays, I discovered that people don't like using it because the location where the pedestrian bridge are fixed is a little bit far from people's bus stop.
It is advisable for residents to get used to making use of the pedestrian bridges for their safety and to reduce accidents on the road. Aisha Bashir, NTA News.
Friends, you want to see some magic? Let's blow some minds! Now, as you can all see, these cards have different numbers written on them. Can you all see? Yeah. You, sir, please, I want to pick any card. Oh my goodness. You, my princess, you have my heart already. Just pick any card. Now, I want to show cards to the audience and don't let me see them. So I want to place the card in your pockets. So what if I told you all these cards are the same? Okay, sir, I want to show us your card. Just wait a second. I want to check into your beautiful shoe. As you can all see, all the numbers are 777. 777 is the magic number.
The whole sensational world of Glow, now accessible through one code, *777#. Magic lives here.
In our sports, Nigeria's Enyimba Ofaba in a short while ago forced Orlando Pirates of South Africa to a 1-1 draw in the CAF Confederation Cup group stage as Tiger Woods leaves the hospital to continue his recovery at home. Rukaya Abbas Hassan has more on Sports Brief.
Anglo-Nigerian attacking midfielder Faustino Anjorin was spotted training with Chelsea's first teamers in their final walkout before today night's Champions League clash against Atletico Madrid at Stamford Bridge. The Premier League side hold a slender 1-0 advantage from the first leg in Bucharest, and as such, manager Thomas Tuchel is expected to field his strongest starting lineup. The last time Anjorin figured for Chelsea's first team was against Barnsley in the Emirates FA Cup on February 11th, his only appearance under new boss Tuchel. And in the UEFA Champions League round of 16 match day 2 yesterday, Real Madrid at home beat Atalanta 3-1. Manchester City also at home defeated Mönchengladbach 2-0 with an aggregate of 4-0. Today, Bayern Munich will be facing Lazio at home. On a lighter note, Tiger Woods is out of hospital and recovering at home in Florida after his car crash. Woods underwent surgery on open fractures to his lower right leg and further injuries to his foot and ankle following a single vehicle crash in Los Angeles on February 23rd. The 55-year-old star confirmed in a statement on his Twitter feed that he is happy to report home and continue his recovery. With Sports Brief, Rukaya Abbas Hassan, NTA News.
And just before we go, remember to continue observe all COVID-19 safety protocols to keep safe and prevent the spread of the deadly virus, even as the figures decline. And that's the news in English. Translation is next. Stay with us.
I'm about to write my senior WAEC. I'm trying to do better than what I did in my junior WAEC.
When it's time to write an exam that's based off of everything you've learned and you realize that you don't know enough, it's pretty scary.
Before you lesson, I wasn't studying so effectively. Thanks to my amazing dad, when he found out about you lesson, we decided to just give it a try.
So I downloaded the app and I found myself really understanding.
I was able to depend on them to teach me, explain stuff to me so I would understand it easier.
There is an app that can help you every day, whenever you need it, and it's really good at what it does.
U-Lesson for exam champions. Download now on Google Play Store and subscribe.
Ma gbajaje we shaje we wona ajiku shagbedai iwa na ba ise ba bedai wo mo praise Yusuf Ayuba wono agwa na baje gai akizina minister Mohammed Musa Bello nado minister Bibi Ramato Tijani Aliyu badai inge anabaji kwenye kwa izaza fi ijime inge bataye a nge yasa nukoye akuma shigba gwobayin badade kwenye kula kun akata ngachi ayi tololo umbade nai ntige babela inge shigba kwenye gwo mba puami yi anabaji tutujimba ko bala shigba gwo nado nge minister Bibi wala shigba gwo umbado wo bai na wo fuami wo mbuji ba godo bai bala yi ya kalai inge zazahai labugbatu ya layigo an nyasan ko shigba ko yi ntige ko ba mai shi minister Bibi abamuji kinyenya abavi zoko atete shimba nge claim agba wala be nyika inge yi kin to kwada ya Muhammadu Buhari gwamnati la agoga kwashi abo mbaba bayi ina abiyagi ina nai lafiya a shigbashi atete shimba akiye fi dudu Hakimat Aliyu wadai inge zana gmaye Jeff Momo wadai inge wala atete shi anyago gbogbo gwamnati ye kwa beche ntige kwa tubokun abmashi na ba ashi tutun ce na nyasa nuko yasa figin kwai wai nga inge gwamnati ya kwai kwa ku inge kwace palo abo abegi ba ana nai lafiya atete shi ba anabaji ajesi dai inge nyaba yi la jeze pe abe jimi nkizi na ye nado na ajiko gi baba ya pela bale na mata zoko luko njesun ayina je autawa dai inge dudu kana in gwamnati pitai ko bela la washi inga nyaba nado na ajiko gi baba je kun ya lo aba gwamnati che shi ba godo ba tete jin ko to tatukon anyaba ila ba jeze be jimi bata ile ba fi npuwa gwamnati ce mu gibayin bade na shi inge gwamnati ko la bagbato ga inge anyaba ina da na ko gi ba kpele na mata zo ko luko za na wawo abashi wawo gwamnati ba lowe ina ba ko kamata fa lo je shalo magbaje to ba ku do baje ba ku fo sai sai ba ja da wo shakwa sai sai
masu kallon mu barkamu da yammaci ga fasarar takaitattun labarai mai karantawa Isiyaku Buhari Suleja. An bayyana cewa game da yada jita-jita da ake yi a wayansu kafafen yada labarai na cewa ministan babban birnin tarayya Muhammad Musa Bello da kuma karamin ministan babban birnin tarayya Ramatu Tijani Aliyu ba su amince su amshi allurar rigakafin cutar coronavirus ba gaskiya ba ne, domin ministan guda biyu su amshi allurar tun kafin a kaddamar da farawa a asibitin Asokoro da ke Abuja, wanda waɗansu jaridu sun saka hoton minista a lokacin da yake amsar allurar. Haka kuma ƙaramin ministan Ramatu Tijjani Aliyu gidan talabijin na ƙasa ta ɗauka a lokacin da take amsar allurar a gidanta da ita da mai gidanta, kuma sun yi kira ga mazauna babban birnin da su yi amfani da wannan dama domin su tabbatar sun yi allurar rigakafin cutar. Ƙaramin ministan kasafin kuɗi da tsari na ƙasa Clem Abba ya ziyarci babban asibiti na ƙasa. Wakiliyarmu Hakimat Aliyu ta ruwaito mana cewa ministan ya kai ziyarar gani da ido ne domin tabbatar da cewa kuɗaɗen da aka fitar ta fannin kiwon lafiya game da yaduwar cutar coronavirus an yi amfani da shi ta hanyar da ya kamata. A ziyarar ya duba kayayyakin kiyaye yaduwar cutar coronavirus da aka zuba a asibitin. A jawabinsa ya bayyana cewa gwamnatin shugaban ƙasa Muhammadu Buhari ta himmantu don ganin ana samun ci gaba ta fannin kiwon lafiya. Mazauna babban birnin tarayya sun nuna damuwarsu da dawowar masu talla da kuma almajirai cikin garin Abuja. Wakiliyarmu a Yanaji Auta ta rawaito mana cewa duk da dukkan matakin da gwamnati ta ɗauka game da hana haka, amma sun sake dawowa. Haka kuma mazaunan sun nuna damuwarsu game da yadda masu talla suna lalata waje bayan matafiya sun saya kaya a wajensu. A jawabin shugaban hukumar tsaftace muhalli Abubakar Hassan ya bayyana cewa za su ɗauki mataki akan haka. Jama'a, ƙarshen fasarar takaitattun labaran kenan, mu kwana lafiya.
Ekele m gị n'akụkọ ụwa nke taa. Ọka akụkọ bụ m Rachel Ifi Ono. Tọọ ntị n'ala anyị akụkọ anyị ji bịa n'uhuruchi a. Dịka akụkọ na minista isi ala anyị Muhammad Musa Bello nakwa minista bụ aka na-achị steeti Abuja Ramatu Tijjani Aliyu agbaghị ọgwụ mgbochi na-efegharị n'ikuku n'isi ala anyị. Ụfọdụ ụlọ mgbasa ozi mere ka ọhaneze mata na ya bụ minista n'isi ala anyị gbara ya bụ ọgwụ mgbochi tupu amalite ịgba ọgwụ mgbochi n'ụlọ ọgwụ gọọmenti dị na Sokoro. Ọ kwekwara nghọta na minista bụ aka na-achị steeti Abuja na di ya gbara ọgwụ nke ha n'ebe obibi ha ma bụrụ ndị NTA sepụtara n'ihe onyonyo ha. Ebe minista abụọ ndị a kpọkuru ndị obibi isi ala anyị ka ha gbaa ọgwụ mgbochi nke ha iji gbochie mmụba ya bụ nje korona. N'ihi mmekpa ahụ ọrịa nje korona mekpara ụlọọrụ n'otu dị iche iche n'ala anyị, gọọmenti ala anyị ehiwela otu ga-enye aka ịkwalite akụnụba n'ala anyị site n'ego ewepụtara ọkachasị n'ụlọ ahụike. Onye ọrụ anyị Hakimat Aliyu wepụtara akụkọ na ha wepụtara ogige nyocha ahụ nakwa ihe nchekwaba maka ndị ọrụ ahụike na-alụso ya bụ nje ọgụ. O kwekwara nghọta na minista na ya bụ ụlọọrụ na-akwalite akụnụba ala anyị Clem Agba mere njem ọrụ gaa National Hospital Abuja ịmata etu ha si jiri ego na ihe ndị ọzọ ha wepụtara maka ọganihu ahụike na-eme ihe. Ebe onye isi na ya bụ ụlọọrụ Jaf Momo toro gọọmenti ala anyị ma kwuo na nke a ga-enye aka gbochie nje korona n'ala anyị. Site na njem ọrụ ndị ọrụ anyị gara, o kwere nghọta na ndị arịrịọ nakwa ndị na-ere ahịa n'ụzọ alaghachile n'isi ala anyị n'agbanyeghị mbọ a gbara iji chọpụta ihe na-ebute ihe ndị dị otu a. Anyị na Jeya Usta kọrọ anyị akụkọ a mgbe ọ gara n'ogige dị iche iche n'isi ala anyị. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na ha jupụtara n'ogige ahịa dị iche iche nakwa n'ebe ọbụla ewere mkpochi ụzọ. Ọ gbakwunyekwere na ndị na-ere ahịa n'okporo ụzọ na-eme ka ebe niile bụrụ nke ruru unyi. Ebe onye isi n'ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka mkpocha na nzacha n'isi ala anyị Abubakar Hassan kwuru ka a kwụsị ịzụ ha ahịa n'ihi na nke a ga-enye aka chụtee ha aka n'okporo ụzọ. Onye ọma na-ege ntị, ebe a ka anyị ga-apịachi akụkọ ụwa nke taa. Ekenekwara nga ọzọ na ịnọnyere anyị n'akụkọ ụwa nke taa.
kalẹ̀ o àsìkò déédéé wòyí ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ abóhùnmáwòrán kànú tìlú Àbújá lòdì sí etí ìgbọ̀nyín Mobọ́lájí Mátì ni oníròyìn. Kò sí òdodo kan nínú ìròyìn tó ń lọ yíká àwọn ilé ìròyìn kankan wípé aláṣẹ ìlú Àbújá Muhammadu Musa Bello àti aláṣẹ kejì Ramatu Tijani Aliyu ń yẹra fún gbígba abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára ti COVID-19. Irọ́ pátá ni àhesọ ọ̀rọ̀ ní bákan náà. Àwọn méjèèjì gba abẹ́rẹ́ ọ̀hún ṣáájú ìṣiṣọ́lójú ètò ọ̀hún ní ilé ìwòsàn Asokoro. Nínú àwòrán tí wọ́n gbé jáde tí àwọn ilé ìròyìn kọ̀ọ̀kan ṣe àgbéjáde rẹ̀, ó fi aláṣẹ Bello hàn bí ó ti ń gba abẹ́rẹ́ ọ̀hún. Bákan náà, aláṣẹ kejì Ramatu Tijani Aliyu àti ọkọ rẹ̀ gba abẹ́rẹ́ ọ̀hún. Aláṣẹ kejì fún ètò ẹ̀sùná owó Clem Agba lásìkò ìrìnàjò rẹ̀ sí ilé ìwòsàn torílẹ̀-èdè l'Àbújá sọ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ bí ìjọba ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari ṣe mú ìgbé ayé àti ètò ìlera gbogbo ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè lókùnkúndùn. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Akínmọ́tò Aliyu ròyìn wípé bí àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn ṣe fa ọwọ́ aago sẹ́yìn, ìjọba àpapọ̀ gbé ìgbésẹ̀ gidi. Ó pèsè àwọn ohun èlò sí àwọn ilé àdágbé àti agbo ètò ìlera lápapọ̀, èyí tí aláṣẹ Clem sọ wípé wọ́n lò bí ó ti tọ́. Bí olùdarí ètò ìlera fún ilé ìwòsàn ọ̀hún Jagunmọ́mọ́ ṣe ń gbé òṣùbà fún ìjọba àpapọ̀. Pẹ̀lú gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ tíjọba gbé láti rí i wípé àwọn tó ń kiri ọjà lójú pópó àti àwọn oníbàárà kò sí ní ìgboro Àbújá mọ́, àwọn ènìyàn sì ń kiri ọjà, bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni àwọn oníbàárà ń bá iṣẹ́ tiwọn náà lọ. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìlú Ayénàjẹ́yí Àwùtá ròyìn wípé olùdarí àjọ tó mójútó àyíká ìlú Àbújá Abubakar Hasan tọ́ná sí ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún. Àwọn ọlọ́jà wọ̀nyí ń lọ́wọ́ sí bí ìgboro ṣe ń dọ̀tí ní ìlú Àbújá. Ọjà tí wọ́n kiri lójú pópó kò bá ojú mu. Àwọn tí wọ́n gba ọkọ̀ fọ̀ láì gbàṣẹ, àwọn náà ṣe àǹfààní fún ìgboro ìlú Àbújá. Tó kì í dùn kó pọ̀ ṣéun ní ọbẹ̀ oge. Títí ìwòyí ọ̀la, Ojúmọ́ Ire ni yóò mọ́ wa.